Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be unboxing the Core Space sci-fi miniatures game. Welcome to the first video in the Core Space miniatures game series, and I couldn't think of a better way to get started than unboxing the main game itself. So in this video, we'll go through all the contents of the box, see exactly what's included, and you'll get a good idea of what this game's all about and what's included in the core set. The RRP on this game is $79.95, and I'll put a link to the Battle Systems website where you can purchase it from there, and they ship all over the world. It's also stocked in game stores all across the UK, US, even as far as Australia, so you shouldn't have a problem finding this, and you can even pick it up on Amazon. If you're in the UK and Europe, I'll put a link to Element Games and you can find it there too. And at Element Games you can save up to 20% on all your skirmish games and war game products, so well worth taking a look at that. And for every sale made through that link at Element Games, I get a small commission that helps me do loads of videos like this. Okay, let's get started. Super exciting to be unboxing this today. And Core Space, the sci-fi miniatures game, is all about salvage, trade, adapt and survive. And it's all kind of based around the idea of solo play, but it is a cooperative game too. But having that background kind of built into it that favours solo play is really something that got my attention and got me looking at it. But great artwork on the front. It just looks awesome. I love these kind of robots. These are called the Purge, and we'll find out about those as we go through the series. But it really looks nice. Pretty heavy box as well. Pretty chunky. You're going to get a lot in here, and it's packed with loads of awesome features and parts of the game. Loads of models too. And then looking on the side, that great artwork just continues all the way round on all the sides. So it's looking great. Really interesting looking alien. More of the Purge. And then on the back, we're going to get to see exactly what's going to be included. And it gives us a nice overview of what the game is all about too. And it tells us here that Core Space is a science fiction miniature board game, and each player takes control of a band of traders trying to make a living in a dangerous galaxy, all the while hunted by the Purge, a semi-sentient race of humanoid machines whose sole task is to harvest worlds. The game of Core Space is going to take place on a detailed 3D board, and this is an awesome feature of the game. And the traders have got to explore the area, fulfill objectives, salvage what they can, and then escape back to their ship, spending their earnings on desperately needed repairs. And the exciting campaign system will track the crew from game to game, developing their skills, upgrading their equipment, and telling their story. And this set's going to accommodate 1 to 2 players, so you can play it solo, which is great news. But the game supports up to 6 players, so if you pick up some additional trader crews that are available separately, then you can play this up to 6 players at a time, which would be great fun. And in this box we're going to get 8 trader miniatures, 9 Purge miniatures, 3 civilians, and 11 character boards. We're going to get class boards, Purge boards, ship boards, crew dashboards, a hostility tracker, dice, event cards, rulebook, counters, tokens, plastic pegs, token pouch with all your equipment tokens, and finally a 2-foot square gaming mat with over 90 3D terrain pieces to build on the board. This is giving us a little glimpse of the miniatures and what we're going to expect inside. So this is aimed at 14 and above, and the game usually lasts, it says here, for 60 to 120 minutes. Okay, so let's get it open and see the contents. And I think you're really going to like this. It's going to come packed with loads of good stuff in here. And judging by the weight of the box, there's going to be an awful lot. But it's the terrain that really appealed to me with this game. And the idea of the solo play as well. But once you see the terrain, it's fantastic. So here we go. Let's pop off this lid. It's on there pretty solid. Here we go. And the colour's great. This kind of purple colour. Really nice quality. Even the box feels good. And first of all, we're going to be presented with the mat. This gaming mat. And this is going to be 2 foot by 2 foot. And this is like that mouse mat material. So really great quality. And let's have a look at this. Whoa, that's so cool. The detail's amazing. And we'll lay all this out on a big table once we've unboxed it, just so you can see everything out together. But wow, that's great. That looks so fun. It's all got the grids as well. So that's going to be really easy to move around. Also use it for other games, for sure. But this is a brilliant start. That mat's fantastic. Really nice artwork on there. Great detailing. And the quality's really good. So it's not really super thick, but thick enough that it's certainly going to be flat. And even though it's been folded up, you can't even see the creases. So there we go. There's the mat. So that's a brilliant start. Put that to one side. And then we're going to get these little card inserts. And this is going to be helpful to us later on. Once we start building things, we want to put them back in the box. Then we'll use these and these cards to make a little organizer within the big box itself. So really important to keep those. Let's spin that around. And then we'll cut this little bit of tape off. So this is going to be our progress tracker. So nice pegboard. Good quality. Really rigid plastic. So that's really cool. And then we've got all our little... let's put that knife down. Got all our character boards. And we'll use these to keep track of all the things they collect. All the different weapons and salvage. And also for all their ammunition and things like that. So we're going to get 8 of those. And again, this is solid plastic. This isn't cheap stuff. This is really great quality. And then we're going to get all our peg bags here. And these are all in different colours. So we've got pink, green, gold and black. And those are going to be used in both the progress tracker and the character boards as well. And then we've got some spare bags that we can put everything in. So they've really thought about how to keep this organised. And you can kind of keep this plastic thing in the box. So when you put it all back, you can put it all away nice and organised. And there's bags for everything you need. And you'll see it once we get it out and start building it and then put it back in the box. You'll see how easily it all goes together. And then we get 9 dice. And these are custom dice. So these are very specific to the different details of the game. And then in this section, we've got these little grey pegs. And these are going to hold all the terrain together. So as we assemble the terrain, we'll use these to pin it all together. Then we've also got, what we got here, little markers to go around your crew. So you can tell, if you didn't want to paint it, for example, you can certainly tell who the crew is at a glance. And so each player would choose a colour and put their different crew members in each of these little kind of rubbery, plasticky bases. So that's really nice. And then we get our purge activity and event cards in a little pack there like that. And anything else? Oh, and then we get a little bag. So that's nice. That's going to help us keep things nice and organised too. Right, this is so fun. Okay, now we've got this nice big box here. And this is going to have our characters in, I believe. And then we've got our rule book. And this is no messing around with this rule book. Really great quality again. Nice thick cover. And how many pages we got? We're looking at 105 pages altogether. And really nice. Straight away we got the artwork. And you can see what the board's going to look like. So immersive. I can't wait to get it all built up. Great artwork on the front again. I really love this. Really drawing you in. And just to flick through. We'll go through this in a lot more detail. I'll even do a separate video just on the book where we go through it. But you can see they've really thought about this. Taken photos of the game. Looking really good. Yeah, I mean, right away I can tell this is going to be fun to read through. You know when you get the rule books and it's all writing and it should just be quite daunting. I love how they've got all these different pictures in here. Lots of images of the actual game. They're using the photos with then the arrows and distances and things. So yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun one to learn. And when we do the step-by-step how to play videos, I'll be using the book as the guide and we'll go through it all together in slow time. But there we go. So that's the book. And then we got this pack, which is going to have all our tokens, all our cards for the different characters, the little progress tracker there. And then this has also got all the terrain in there. And so we've got all these thick cards here that we pop all these terrain out and then we'll build it up. So I'll open that up in a second and we'll have a close look at each one. And then underneath we just get the little silica gel thing. And that's everything we're going to get in the box. So now we've gone through all the main contents. Let's take a close look at the cards. And we'll also open this box up and then we can have a look at all the miniatures that are included too. Right, so let's open up the terrain cards. Just be careful not to scratch it here. There we go. And I love the terrain. I've got the some of the ruined monastery fantasy terrain, and it's fantastic. And there's a video on the channel if you want to check that out too. You can see what that terrain looks like. But this sci-fi terrain is something I haven't seen yet. I'm really looking forward to finding out more about it. And here we go. We've got our little shipboards here. So that we're going to get one for each crew. And this will go on our shipboards. So this looks great. Really can't wait to find out what it all means. Lots going on here. Really reminds me of like a computer game where you'd see this as like the home page before you go off on your mission. That looks awesome. So we've got two little cards there. But let's have a look at the tokens first. So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 boards here. And so we're going to start with all our civilians. And it looks like we've got 2 sides to these. So these are going to be our crews, I guess. And we've got crewman, support, tech crewman. One's a soldier. So we'll go through all this when we do the rules. But these are going to go into these little holders here for each character. So you'd put that one in there. This one, I guess, in there. And this will be all their traits, I imagine. And then some different credits and weapons and grenades. And you put things like that in here as you go through. So that's really nice. I really like the artwork. It's so cool. And after playing like Warhammer for so long, it's really nice to see a new, different game with some different artwork, different style. And I really like this. This is great. So that's our first one. So we'll pop all those out later. Then we get our range ruler. So that's going to be a pop-out piece of card too. So you've got short range and medium range. And then look at all these. How cool is this? This is really fun. We've got all the different weapons, blades. What's that? I'm not sure what that is. All different guns and pistols and swords. And then we've got all these different things. Health, ammo. God, this is great. This is so cool. So this is really fun. And this is what the part of the game that looks really amazing is you put these all in little chests and you go around searching for them and finding them. So that's going to be really cool. So that's that. And then we've got here something going on with the Purge. We've got our like NPCs. So they play a big part in this game too. And this is going to go on our progress tracker, I believe, here. And this tells us how many of the Purge are going to come into the game at what stage. And then some different tokens there as well. So it's really nice. Really loving this style. It's really cool. Really great. So that's that one. And then that leaves us with our terrain cards. And we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. And this is going to feature all the terrain that we can build and use in the game. And in the book, it shows all different ways that you can set this up. So, you know, it's not going to be the same board layout every time you play a game. It's going to be different for depending on the mission. And this might not look a lot, but when you take all these pieces out and start putting them together in a 3D fashion, it completely fills that 2 foot by 2 foot board and really immerses you in the game. So I can't wait to build this. It's going to be so cool. But I think in this video, we'll just go through what each of the cards holds. And I won't build it all now because I think it's going to take too long. But I think tomorrow I'll do a separate video where I build the terrain and then you can see it actually laid out on the battle mat. I think that'll be really fun. So here we go. So we're going to get 2 like this. So we've got 2 of these are exactly the same. And this is a nice little table that we can build. And these kind of represent the seats. And then we get all the little crates and small cargo crates. They're different sizes and you just build them up. And it's on the other side as well. Oh, this is cool. We got some wanted posters. Really good. But the detail's just great. I mean, look at this one. This is really cool. This display stand. That's mad. And for the shops, we've got shop signs. What's this? Chug Classic Retro for like a drink advert. So this is all really fun. And this really immerses you in the world that is Core Space for sure. So we got those 2. Then we get 1, 2 like this. So these are going to be the same as well. And so we start seeing some of the bigger pieces now. We can build workstations. We can build chairs with this. This is a ground conduit. And again on the back, really detailed. Look at that workstation. That's fantastic. So good. So we get 2 cards like that, and then that leaves us with these. And so we're going to get 3 of these, and then they're all the same. So let's just have a look at one. And so again, this is going to be all our walls and panels that we build. You got a toilet sign, data pad. This is brilliant. All different, like for different shops, like an ammo, Chatsubo bar and lounge. Oh, so it said like cyberpunk wall. So yeah, this is all certainly cyberpunk theme. All these signs really play into that cyberpunk kind of atmosphere. So that's really great. So you're going to get 3 like this. And so when you start building up these panels, you can see how once you spread all that out, that's going to be a load of terrain. So that's our 7 terrain cards. And fantastic. Just really good. I love the details on this. Right, now it's time to look at maybe the best bit. I don't know if we can top that terrain. It was fantastic. But let's have a look at the miniatures that are included in this game. And they come in this nice box. So let's slide this out. Again, they're in a tray. So that's everything we're going to get in there. There's nothing on the back, but some nice artwork on the front as well. And here we're going to get all our miniatures now. And they all fit in these little slots. And we'll have a real close look at each one in detail, I think, here, because there's lots going on. And you can use all these spare slots if you like get new crews that you want to add. And also you can kind of use it during the game to keep things like pegs and everything like that organised. So they've really thought about all the expansions they've included so that you can put everything back into one box. And that includes all the terrain, and even the small pieces of terrain when they're built can all fit back in the box. And I'll show you that in a separate video so you'll see how it all goes back in and how neatly it can all be organised. But let's have a look close up at these miniatures now. Okay, so all up we're going to get 20 different miniatures in total, and let's go through them really close so you can have a good look at all the detail. But here's the 20 in the box, and let's start with the NPCs. And these are going to come in this real nice blue colour. So again, you don't have to paint these if you don't want to. You could just leave them and just play them straight out the box like this. So certainly no need to paint them. But we'll be painting these on the channel for sure. And I'll go through each one and do a painting video for each different NPC, each of the different members of the crew, and also for the different kind of purge members too. So there's our first one, this alien looking creature, and that's our NPC number 1. Then we've got another one here, this cool looking dude with his coat, some mad hair. That's going to be great to paint. Nice texture here. So these are all obviously assembled straight away. Really strong, really sturdy actually. So really good quality here. You could just keep them on these bases for sure as well. You wouldn't need to kind of base these. This will work fine. But really nice details for these kind of molded miniatures. Really great. I'm really impressed with the strength too. It really feels like you're holding something properly. And then we've got another NPC here. Again, some great detail. Nice backpack. You can see all the little pouches. That's really cool. The hair's great actually on these. Really impressed with the hair. A lot of detail's gone into that. And even these arms are quite fine. You can pull them around. They're pretty strong. Pretty sturdy, look. So that's really a little bit of bend as you would expect, but nothing flimsy about these. This is great. And really rooted to that base too. So that's really cool. So there we go. That's the 3 NPC characters. Now let's take a look at the crew. And so here's one of our crew members. Really nice. Nice action pose. Even on one leg, nice and sturdy. So that's really great. And with these little kind of rubber or rubbery tokens, you can put them in there. So if you didn't want to paint them up, you could certainly make them stand out on the board a lot more with these. And so each crew or each player would choose a colour and assign that to their crew. So that's the first one. Then we've got another guy here with the pistol. Really nice. And so you're going to get 2 crews, and each crew has got 4 different members. I like this one. Really awesome. So he's got room for a kind of blade maybe. He's got double pistols. So he's going at it. He's after it. The boots are good too. All these little panels. Really nice. And so this is the 4th member then. And so until we go through, I'm not sure if this is one complete crew here We'll have to find out as we learn it. Great looking gun. He must be the soldier character, maybe. Really nice. And these mould lines, they're not going to take much to tidy those up. Get them nice and smooth, ready for painting. So not much preparation here. Also nice not to have to build them. So there we go, that's the first, what I believe is the first crew. So now let's take a look at crew number 2. And now we're starting on crew number 2. And this is one of the female characters. So great use of a little cloak going on there. What's that? Some kind of like machete or sword. Holding that pistol. Really good. And another one. So this guy's got an interesting kind of jacket with some buckles. So they're all dressed pretty differently actually. So this is going to be good. So we can try out some different colours and things to paint them up. And then we've got the third one. This guy looks a bit older. He's seen a few battles. Picked up some salvage in his time. The hair is really good on these models actually. This is standing out to me, the different hairstyles. Really great. This is your kind of experienced veteran of the core space world. And then finally we got this big dude. And this is like, it looks like an alien kind of character. He looks great. The other rifle. So I guess each crew's going to have like a gunner like this. The boots are fantastic. So he hasn't got like feet as we would have them. He's got these kind of elephant feet. So that's quite interesting. I like all the pouches. But I really like all the straps and everything on the clothes. Really nice. So there we go. That's our second crew. And that now leaves us with the Purge. And here we go. Starting off with the first of the Purge. And this is the main guy. The leader dude who you don't want to mess with. He's going to bring some serious pain. And I love this. Those flowing robes are really nice. Lots of movement going on. And that's what I like about these characters. The action poses are really great. So there we go. That's the first one. Then we're going to get 2 of these larger figures. Like these guys. And so they're in different poses as well. And so these are your heavy hitters. But these are going to be fun to paint. We'll see how the contrast paint does on these. There's lots of smooth areas. But also lots of these recesses. So that contrast paint is going to go in a treat. And there he has the back. So really great. The feet are good. I really like those feet on that boar with the kind of claws. Anchoring them down. You just know they're going to be pretty sturdy and tough. So we get 2 like that. And then we're going to get 6 of these. And these are like your main kind of Purge infantry, I suppose. So as you go through your progress tracker, you're going to attract the tougher Purge as you get going. And so we're going to get... Oh no, we're going to get 5 like this. Sorry. So 5 in all these different poses as well. So let's get them out. So you can see that they're all in different poses. Even though there's 5, they're all going to be positioned differently. So that's really cool. You don't want them all the same. And then one more. So there we are. So we get 5 like this. And then that leaves us with 1 miniature left. And that's this guy who's got all these arms. And this is crazy. I love this one. The feet are a bit different, legs as well. But it's that back looks really cool. With the 4 arms and that different head. That's awesome. That's a really great one. So I wonder if he's going to be one of the kind of more advanced ones that can deal a bit more damage. So brilliant. So that covers all the miniatures that are included. So we get 20 of these awesome miniatures. I think they're going to be great fun to paint. And once we start going through all the scenery and everything in tomorrow's video, then we can soon get painting and then get started on the rules. There we go. There's all the contents of the box all laid out on the big table. And you can see there's so much included here. We're going to get 20 awesome minis. We're going to get all the terrain that you'll see put together really soon. There's fantastic tokens and cards and pegs. A really great book. And the map for me is the star of the show. I think it's such great quality. And having this kind of mouse mat material is perfect because when we lay it out, it's dead flat. There's not going to be any creases. So when we put the terrain on it, it's going to be perfectly flat. And then without all those creases and bumps, this is going to be really immersive. So I really like that. And just the little attention to detail they've done with this little pouch even with the branding on. And we've got these spare pieces of card that we can put in the box so that everything can go back in it. And they've even taken into account the expansions. So if we get more crew members, there's slots for them in there too. And you can really start storing all their additional like tokens and cards in there as well. So I think the attention to detail here is fantastic, and it looks like a really interesting game that I can't wait to find out more about. I'm really excited about this collaboration with Battle Systems, and it's so cool to do a sci-fi game on the channel. I think this is a great game to be the first sci-fi game on the channel too. So I'm really happy, and there's going to be so much to do. We've got more unboxings with some expansions, a new crew, and another awesome terrain set to expand on this. But first, I'll build the terrain and assemble it on the mat. So come and join me in the next video for that, where this will all be put together, and then you can see exactly what it looks like when it's all laid out. And we'll take some nice photos with some of the miniatures. Then once we've done that, I'll start getting them all painted up, and then we can start working through the rules, and I'll make rule videos for the entire book so that we can go through it in slow time, learn the rules together, and then once we've done that, we can play an introductory game in slow time, going through all the rules and really getting to grips with it, and then we can move on to a campaign, and then in that campaign, that'll be a regular feature on the channel. So each week we play another game, do like a battle report, and so you can follow the progress of one of the crews as they battle through the universe that is Core Space. If you're interested in Battle Systems and Core Space, I'll put a link to their website in the description below, and they do an awesome range of terrain. So it's not just this game that they do terrain for urban apocalypse, sci-fi, and fantasy, and the fantasy range is fantastic. I can highly recommend it. I've done a video on their Ruined Monastery set, but there's so much more on there, so I definitely recommend checking out their website. I'll also put a link to Element Games, and at Element Games you can save up to 20% on this and all your other game products, from paints to board games to miniatures. And for every sale made through that link at Element Games, I get a small commission, and that helps me do loads of videos like this. So thanks so much for that support. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. This was a great set to unbox, and I can't wait to really learn how to play it and get all the miniatures ready. And I can't wait to show you the terrain when it's assembled, because I think you're going to love it. So I hope to see you here for the next video so you can see that terrain all put together. But thanks so much for watching. Please like if you like it, subscribe for more videos like this, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to join me next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. If you like this kind of content and would like to support the channel, then please check out my Patreon page, and thanks to everyone who's joined so far. It's really awesome. We hang out on Discord, talk about the hobby, share ideas and help each other out, and you'll get some perks there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So I'll put a link in the description, and it'll be great to see you there.